Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about why it's so important to be you, to be unique, and not lose yourself in the sea of sameness. How easy it is for us to just go with the flow. And that's what I did for years. I tried not to cause any scenes. I always wanted to follow color within the lines, fit in, not stand out in the crowd, and just really be in that sea of sameness. And it was so unfulfilling. And why is it so important to be unique? Well, it's important to be unique so that we don't have this sheep mentality. The world really does have a sheep mentality if we pay attention to it. And what does that mean? Well, what do sheep do? Sheep stay within the herd and they follow each other around. Picture in your head right now, picture in your head a group of sheep and maybe a sheepdog trying to herd them around the field. And that's what they do. They stay together and no one leaves the fold. Well, the world has enough sheep in it. It's time for you and for I to stand out in the crowd and be unique. We are in this world, in this day, today, Monday, for a reason. We're here in this time and this place for a reason. And I know that it's to bring value to those around us and to use our gifts and talents is to pursue the purpose that we're here. So we can try to follow the crowd, follow what someone tells us to do, think what we should do when we graduate, what kind of a job we should get, what kind of people we should hang out with, what we should, just whatever. But I'm telling you that it's time to take a step away from the crowd, do some introspection, and find out what you are called to do. Now listen, I'm not saying that it's not a good idea to follow what successful people, whatever your definition of success is, it's not bad to follow successful people. There's a reason why they've achieved certain things. So I'm all about following successful people. You know, you can be a copycat, but just make sure you're copying the right cat. So I'm okay with that. But if you watch successful people, what do they end up doing? What do they end up doing? What do successful people end up doing? Think about Steve Jobs. Think about Oprah Winfrey. Think about Lady Gaga. Whether you like them or not, think about those three people. What did they do? They probably started out following the successful people that were ahead of them, but eventually Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, Lady Gaga, they started going away from the crowd and being different. They started to stand out. And here's what they did. They weren't afraid. They were okay with criticism. They followed their heart and they started to break from the herd. And that's what I'm telling you is so important. So I've come up with just 4 things that I think are simple ways not to follow the herd. And some of them are so obvious. But I think it takes people like me or really good friends to speak into other people's lives. And that's what I'm doing today. So here are 4 ways to break away from the sea of sameness or the herd mentality. And the first one is just really very obvious. And that is to always be true to yourself. You were made for a purpose. You were made unique. There is no one like you, and you were made for greatness. So always be true. Let that be your plumb line. What gets you excited inside? What makes you lose sleep at night because you so want to pursue that dream? Please comment or give me some thumbs up or thumbs down if I'm speaking to you or if I'm not speaking to you at all. But think about that. Do some introspection. What makes you unique? Okay. Number 2, why? Some simple ways why to break away from the herd. Some simple things to do. Number 2 is just strive for joy. Strive for joy. The reality is you and I are not guaranteed our next second, our next minute, our next day. We're not guaranteed any days on this earth. So you need to strive for joy. Be a light to other people. I guarantee when people watch you and they see that you're filled with joy, they see that you're being true to yourself, they see that you are genuine, they're going to want what you have. They're not going to try to be you. That's the opposite of what I'm trying to say, but they're going to want what you have. It's going to be infectious. So be true to you and go after joy. The third way, a simple way to not follow the herd, is to simply be confident in you. Seriously, confidence looks really good on a person. And confidence looks good on you. It's attractive. So be confident in who you are, and you won't have the tendency or the being caught up in the trap of following the herd. And the last thing, number 4, is remember, you are the most important person in your life, not anyone else. Not anyone else. You have to take care of yourself. That's why when we get on an airplane and the flight attendant gives us the safety procedures, what does he or she tell us to do when the oxygen mask falls? They tell us that we have to put it on ourselves first. It's important for you and me to take care of ourselves first, so that we're not just following the herd. Take care of yourself first, and then you can be of value to other people around you. So, if you want to leave the sea of sameness, and I hope you do, if you want to say goodbye with following the herd, you're going to have to be true to yourself. You're going to have to strive for joy. You're going to have to be confident. Ask yourself, what are those things inside of me that get me excited? And then fourthly, you're going to have to take care of yourself first. Love yourself. Okay, if you got any value from this video, please check out my website, lynnschrader.com. I have lots more videos sort of like this one. I love to speak into other people's lives. I love to pay it forward because here's the deal, guys. I've been there. I have been in that sea of sameness. And if I'm not careful, I go right back in. I have been with the sheep. I have tried to follow the herd. So I love to pay things forward, what I've learned. I like to pay it forward. So if you got any value from this, pass this video on. Why not pay it forward? That's what this world is for. Remember, we're here in this time and space to bring value to others. And then, of course, I'd love you to check out my website, lynnschrader.com. I've got a free video series on there, confidence, how to overcome rejection, overcome the fear of sharing your gifts and talents, and so much more. So thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it, and have a great day.